This is Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. Don't forget the mountains, Steve. I would never forget them. No, I wouldn't. I would never forget them. And I almost missed it this week. It was on about 11 days ago, I think. And I like Appalachian Mountain Wrestling because there's a bit of a talent swap going on with Southern States Wrestling, which I've been watching for some time. In fact, Lord Murphy Costigan, whose work I revere, as you know, is the North American champion in Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, which is lovely. And you've got Marty Clay, who's often in Southern States Wrestling as their heavyweight champion, and the heavyweight champion of Southern States Wrestling, who beat Murphy Costigan to get there. Not that I'm angry about that or anything. Chase Emery. And Bo James has been in there, the mainspring of Southern States Wrestling. So yes, we've got Chase Emery up first until he's smacked around a bit by Lord Murphy Costigan, the Royal Rogue. The Royal Rogue, the sophisticated scoundrel. And he hits him quite a lot in his belly area with a chain-augmented punch. Now, the reason why I think he's doing this is because he's heard on the grapevine, that there's been loads and loads of work that Chase Emery has done to the abs area. And what he's thinking is, I just want to prove to you, by smacking you repeatedly in the abs area with a large chain, that your abs are rock hard and they really work. They don't quite. But anyway, before we get there, we've got this odd situation with Bobby Blaze a few programs ago being, is he the chief matchmaker? Is he the general manager? And then Tony Presley a couple of weeks ago as the CEO, I think. So you've got both of those people, neither of whom appear to be good guys. So Tony Presley has got the box office blondes, who I like very much. I used to watch them in United Wrestling Network, I think. Is it Wrestling from Hollywood? Yeah, funnily enough. Big Rex is going to be facing Z Collins, who's now no longer with Southern States Wrestling, I don't think, from comments I heard last week. I don't know how or why, but he's making his hometown debut. And there is prevarication to begin with, because Big Rex is a big dude. He just throws Z Collins down. Z Collins gets some kicks in. He's thrown into the corner, but Big Rex misses a run in. There is a Z Collins splash, and Collins then can't put him down. Tries to lift him, couldn't even shift him, even though he's giving him constant punchlines. Not a punch, not a clothesline, a punchline. And he then gets caught in a spinning sidewalk slam. Blimey, a spinning sidewalk slam. And Presley is the cheerleader for the Blondes. So you've got two guys who are bad guys, I think. Because I think Bobby Blaze is supposed to be I think he was a good guy when he arrived, but he seems to be a bad guy this week. Am I wrong? I could be, Or it might just not be very well done. I don't know. I can't say that with any certainty. Okay, so I'm looking at my notes, of course. Rex misses an elbow drop, which allows Collins to get some shots in, puts him in the corner, goes for a bulldog, but he's picked up and dumped. And then there's a nasty pop-up choke slam, which looks great from Rex for the pin. Very nice. Out comes Kyle Maggard, because they've got some afters going on to help. Rex just clotheslines him out of his boots and splashes him. Here's, I thought, well, first of all, they say, here's Chaser. No, Marty Clay. Yeah, you could actually probably get them mixed up. They're baby faces. They're wholesome baby faces, both of them. So I'm not surprised if you get them mixed up. Right, next we've got Zodiac, who used to be called Zodiac the Mystic. Right, I have a few problems with this. First of all, he's facing Anthony Cooley, who's making his debut, I think. But Zodiac the Mystic lost his mask recently in a Monsters Ball match. That was the stipulation. So he's now unmasked. And he's calling himself the Mad Tailor. I'm not quite sure. I mean, he does at one point measure Anthony Cooley, because he brings, folks, a tape measure to the ring. It's round his neck. He is using it during the match. The ref never says, I think that could be an object that you could choke somebody with. Oh, you're choking them with it. Oh, you're whipping them with it. I think I should... Maybe he's got an order for some trousers. He might have. Some fabulous strides. He might have. But the Mad Tailor doesn't seem... I mean, there are other... the word mad and tailor don't generally go together, do they? You don't get many kind of... A Guy Ritchie film about a mad tailor. You don't generally get that, do you? I have seen a film about a tailor and some gangland recently, but he's not mad. Mark Rylance plays him and he's quite calm. But the calm tailor, the Mad Tailor. Anyway, I'm not sure. So anyway, let's just go through this match and see what happens. So, as I say, the ref is allowing the tape measure. Anthony Cooley has to, after some Zodiac chops, because he's the bigger dude, go to the eyes. Gets a choke in the ropes. The ref allows a bit of work, that whip with the tape measure, just allows it. And then you've got Cooley getting some... he fights to avoid the Asiatic spike, which is called now the Needle's Kiss. I'm not quite sure about this, to be honest. I'm really not. There is a Cooley drop kick, and he misses a super kick, and then falls to the Needle's Kiss. And the win is announced as Zodiac the Mystic, and the graphic is Zodiac the Mystic. So it's not really... That Mad Tailor thing hasn't really caught on yet, has it? And then he brings an actual needle to the ring. I'm looking at a gimmick change quite quickly on this, but not before he runs me up a shirt, right? 48 chest, because I've got big traps. Okay, so Chase Emery is facing Stan Sierra. It's not bad, this, actually. He's got taped ribs after the attack from Lord Murphy Costigan, just helping him, just helping his ab conditioning. He can't help it if Chase Emery has flabby abs. Flabby abs. So, you've got Stan Sierra attacking on a distraction because he's got mates round the ring. But Emery's back in and Stan Sierra bails. Then he gets, he takes him to all the buckles, or rather, takes Stan Sierra to all the buckles. A tour of the islands, or a tour of the world, if you like. Drop kick from Chase Emery. No selling of the ribs when he gets that drop kick. Now, he's extending beautifully, but it's not really hurting his ribs, apparently, or his abs. I don't buy that, really. On the outside, we've got Adrian Alexander, of course. So when Stan Sierra gets some shots to the back and rakes the eyes, Adrian then chokes on the outside. Then we've got a baseball bat, which he calls Mr. Higgins, that Stan Sierra's got. He's got lots of help, hasn't he? A throat thrust, a choke with Mr. Higgins. And Chase is just kind of looking behind him before we... So he's right in the road, right in the camera. But if you're right in the camera doing the work, don't look behind you to see whether the bat's coming. Don't do it. Anyway, you've got a knee lift from Stan Sierra. Bobby Blaze is saying cheating doesn't matter. So he's a bad guy, is he? They're both bad guys. And then we've got a bear hug from Stan Sierra, which is sold nicely. And then some Emery headbutts to get out of there. Big clothesline from Stan Sierra. Alexander then attacks Chase Emery on the outside. He attacks the ribs, in fact. And there's a Stan, you suck chant. So he's done his job here, really. And so has Adrian Alexander. He then takes them both down. Does Chase Emery? Of course he does. Double noggin knocker. People are enjoying that because they don't like Alexander at all. And Stan Sierra either. Out comes Eric Porter with Mr. Higgins. He grabs Mr. Higgins. Hits Chase Emery behind the ref's back. There's a flatliner behind the ref's back. They're all part of this thing called Best for Business, which is a great title for a stable. And you get a Stan Sierra pin. And then Presley at the end comes in with the box office blondes. Wants Stan Sierra to shake his hand and join. Stan Sierra just gets a stare down. And he gets very angry that no one wants to join his stable, called New South. Very angry. It was good, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling. There were some issues with it. I'm not massively keen on the Mad Tailor. I am massively keen on Lord Murphy Costigan. So, swings and roundabouts. Ta-ta!